Welcome to another GC 365. I am Pastor Ruben, and I am here with somebody who helps me pretty much every single Sunday.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Mia. I have been going to Gold Creek for about 13 years. And
Wow, way longer. Well, my oldest son, how old is he now? 14?
Yeah.
So almost when he was born. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
And I'm a freshman in high school.
Cool. And what do you do in the Kids Zone? I mean, you do pretty much everything. You keep me on check, right?
Yeah. I help lead groups and I do worship.
And you like to worship a lot, right?
Yeah.
That's a cool piece.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, if we didn't get a chance to see you on Sunday, today's day number 172, June 21st. But yesterday was Father's Day. So for anybody out there, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
Right? Hopefully
Yeah.
they were able to relax. Who am I kidding? And they always get to relax. Hopefully you were able to spend time with the kids. But let's get started.
Yeah.
So today we are starting in 2 Kings chapter 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting story. So there's a king named, I think it's Ahaziah, and he's hanging out in the upper room. He falls. So this is before they had like OSHA guidelines and all those things, right?
Right.
He falls, gets beat up pretty bad. So he decides to send his people, the messengers, to go and they send them to the temple of Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron, to find out if he was going to recover.
Yeah.
Right? And so he does. He sends the people. But then there's a prophet. Who was it? Which prophet? Pretty famous.
Yeah. Elijah.
And he's walking and he sees the angel of the Lord. And the angel tells Elijah in 2 Kings 1:3, go and confront the messengers of the king of Samaria and ask them, is there no God in Israel? Why are you going to Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron, and ask whether the king will recover? And then, so he decides to do that. He meets up with the messengers, and he pretty much tells them, like, this is what the Lord said.
Yeah.
Your king, he's going to die.
Yeah.
So the messengers go back, talk to the king, like, hey, we saw a prophet. He told us that you were going to die. And the king didn't like the news.
No.
He decided to just, sometimes people in power decided that, nope, I don't like the outcome. I want something different. So he decided to send a army captain and 50 soldiers.
Right.
And what happens next? You just go, like the people go, and they're looking for the prophet, right?
Yeah.
They see him from far away. And what I like about it, because they're like, come down. But this is what Elijah says in 2 Kings 1:10. If I am a God, or if I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven, destroy you and your 50 men. So what happens?
Fire came down.
Which I think I shouldn't say it's funny. I say that a lot, but it's kind of sad. But fire came down and killed all 51 of the people, right?
Yeah.
So I think at this point, the king, he's just mad. He's not happy with what happened, but most people would just give up.
Right.
But obviously our buddy, the king, decides to do it again.
Yeah.
So he decides to send another army captain, another 50 people. And typically, the definition of, what's it called again? Insanity. What is it again? When you do the same thing again and expect
A different result.
And obviously that didn't happen here, right? Because
No.
then same thing happened. They see the prophet and same thing. If I'm a man of God, let fire come down
And fire came down again.
and killed another 51 people.
Yes.
And see, I'm pretty good at math. 51 plus 51, that's 102 people already, right?
Yeah.
Is it 102?
Yeah.
Man, you're actually getting educated. You're in high school, right? But 102 people die. So King's still not happy. So he decides to do it a third time. But this time, the new army captain decides to not follow the instructions. He decides to flee for his life. Not just his, but everybody else's, right?
Yeah.
All 51. And obviously that happened. Elijah said, like, all right, I'll go down with you, talk to the king. And Elijah told the king, you know what? This is what the angel of the Lord told me. You're not going to get out of bed and you're going to die.
Right.
And that's what happened pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So pretty sad story.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, what I got out of this is that often we know we get an answer. We don't like it as much.
Right.
And when we don't like the answer, we keep pushing and pushing, trying to get a different answer.
Right.
Doesn't matter if we sacrifice people, and here, he sacrificed 102 people, and he still died.
Yeah.
So, crazy story. But I like the next one, when Elijah gets taken into heaven. So, Mia, talk to us about this.
So Elijah traveled with his disciple Elisha to Bethel, Jericho, and the Jordan River.
Yep.
And Elisha didn't want to leave Elijah alone to travel.
Nope.
So
To all three places, right?
right.
Okay.
And the prophets told Elijah that the master was taking Elijah away.
And I think Elisha knew about it.
Yeah.
But he wanted to kind of play dumb, like, dude, I know.
Yeah.
Like, keep it on the DL. That's what you guys say now, right?
Yeah.
High school kids, DL, down low.
Yeah.
But he didn't want anybody to know. Or he didn't want Elijah to know that he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Elijah finally asked Elisha, "What can I do for you before I am taken away?"
He finally admitted that he was going to be taken
Yeah.
away. And I like the response. Because in 2 Kings 2:9 it says, please, go ahead.
"Please let me inherit a double share of your spirit and become your successor."
Because that's what he says first, right?
Yeah.
But then the response was, okay, if you see me being taken away, then that means that it's been granted. And that's exactly what happened. Because he saw when Elijah got taken into heaven. And this leads us to Elisha's first miracles, right?
Yeah.
So what was the first one?
So the first miracle was the leaders of Jericho visited Elijah, and the water was bad and the land was unproductive.
Water like Snohomish County? No.
No.
You told me something earlier this week.
I kind of think of more like California water.
You don't think it's that good?
No.
I grew up in California, so that explains a lot of my side effects, maybe. Who knows? But anyways.
And he added salt to the spring that supplied the town with water, and it became purified.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
I like salt a lot, so when I cook, I try to throw more in. And I wish I could just purify my meal, but no, actually, I make it really salty and horrible.
I think that kind of does the opposite.
Yeah. And you're probably a better cook, because
Maybe.
I seen your mom. She knows how to cook, and she... But then, what about the second miracle? I mean, I like this one because there's a group of boys.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we find out, it's that Elisha, he's bald.
Yeah.
So the kids are making fun of him. They're like, hey, go away, baldy.
Yeah.
And they keep saying it. So then Elisha, his response was, he cursed them in the name of the Lord. And then 2 bears came out of the woods. And I'm not going to finish the story. I'm pretty sure you know what happened next.
Yeah. Anytime there's really 2 bears, nothing really ends up very good.
No, I wouldn't like to be around bears, but so it was bad.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
What about, let's go to the New Testament in the book of Acts, 13:42 through 52, and the beginning of chapter 14, 1 through 7. So here we have Barnabas and Paul. They're actually going to tell people, they're talking to people about Jesus, the good news. And the 2 men are urging everyone, don't forget to continue to rely on the grace of God.
Yeah.
But then something happens the following week.
So the following week, almost the entire city turned to see them preach. And some Jews saw the crowds and were jealous and slandered Paul.
And that, I know this happened many, many years ago, but we were talking about that this often, it still happens right now, where people will go, they tell their friends, they preach, like there's good news, there's, Jesus, and not everybody takes the good news.
Right.
So we still deal with this.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit different how it happened back in the days.
Yeah. And in Acts 13:47, it says, "I have made you the light of the Gentiles to bring salvation to the furthest corners of the earth." What I got from this is God calls us to be his messengers to spread his light around us.
And I like this, what you said, to the corners of the earth, so all over the place. Because often we focus maybe like our set of friends that we have, which is good. But then we see other groups of people, and we don't always take the next step to go talk to those people.
Right.
Because we feel uncomfortable. And I think this is a great reminder that we need to talk to everyone. Doesn't matter who you are or where you live.
Yeah.
That's our mission.
And not everybody might have the same opinion as you, but you can take that as an opportunity to spread the good news and grace and God's love.
Love it. That's good. Okay. Next book. Psalms 139, 1 through 24.
Yeah.
You told me that you like the two first verses in
Yes.
139. Talk to us, Mia.
So in Psalms 139, verse 1 and 2, it says, "O Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit down or stand up. You know my thoughts even when I'm far away." What I got from this is you can never hide from God's love.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no matter how far we stray away from him, he's always there to love us and to catch us when we fall.
That's still good, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where we always talk about second chances. God will always take care of you. But then it could also be bad.
Yeah. So the second part of this is you know my thoughts even when I'm far away. So even when we don't say something out loud, God still hears it. And so if we don't think something,
Like if we're thinking it, but not
Right.
say it.
right, God still sees it the same way, even if we don't say it out loud.
So in other words, like on Sundays, if I'm thinking like, oh, Mia, you made a mistake again, you can hear that, right?
I mean, I can't, but he can.
I know I should be nicer. No, I'm always thinking positive things about everything you do, obviously. But it's true, though. He will always know what's in your heart,
Yeah.
what you're thinking. Awesome.
So the next book is Proverbs, chapter 17, verses 19 through 21. Ruben, what did you get from Proverbs?
I like 17:21 because it says, it is painful to be the parent of a fool. I'm not saying that I have fools for kids, but there is no joy for the father of a rebel. And see, because I have kids, and my oldest, he's 14 now, and he's a good kid overall. But I remember, I just hope that it doesn't get bad, because when I was a kid, I remember my older brother fighting with my parents a lot. They would
Right.
argue nonstop. And he was kind of like the rebel type. High school, our mascot was the rebel, so I guess he wanted to play the part, I guess.
Yeah.
But they were always arguing nonstop. And I know that my parents were looking for those little glimpses of joy, because there were some, not a lot, that they were hoping that they could see some, and that the good days, the good times would eventually come.
Right.
I mean, it did happen many, many years later, down the road, but it happened. And I just hope that for me with my kids that we're able to avoid all that. That we're able, I mean, everybody has issues with their kids
Right.
because, we're human. But hopefully I'm able to, with my kids growing up in the church, that they're able to be around good people or people that hopefully have the same beliefs and so on. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you the rebel type?
No, I feel like we all have those days, but no, I am not.
So you're saying that you're good once a week, but the other 6 days you might be the rebel type.
Not necessarily.
No, you're a good kid.
Thank
Awesome. Any final thoughts?
No, I don't think so.
Perfect. Well, Mia, thank you so much for spending time here with me.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime. You might have to do the next one on your own. No, but we will see you tomorrow for another GC 365. I think it's Pastor Stacy and Griffin.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in.